Bed plays games.
Hello Pioneers, I hope you're well. My name is Bed, and this is the Satisfactory Plus mod for the game Satisfactory. On the last time out, we designed this blueprint that we're going to use to create walkways between each of the 4 pillars of Tetra, that is these 4 buildings, to the center area, which is right now where the space elevator is. But the space elevator does need to be moved up a little bit because we're going to put a hub of travel in on that floor of the central pillar. To that end, we're going to clear the blueprint designer. And I got a really great suggestion, actually, and that is to use the naked blueprint and make 3 of them instead of just 1 in a row, because then I can do 1 with the supports for the power poles and stuff like that, the hypertubes and power poles. And if I make them 3 wide like so, then I can place 2 of these naked ones between each one of those, and the distance between the hookups will be 7 foundations. Alright, so now we're going to name this one Bridge to Canopus. Bridge to Canopus 3 naked. And we're back into it after a little mix-up. If you were astute, I was building the Canopus Bridge from Aldebaran, where we designed this, which is just wrong. So now we're over here in Canopus. And I think the way I'm going to space these is by using the one with the connectors, the regular Bridge to Canopus, as the very first one here at Canopus. Now remember, we've already built a factory here. I mentioned this last episode. We've already built a factory right here, so we can't have our landing area, our little travel hub inside Canopus right here. So instead, we're going to send it up. Probably, let me get off that. Probably up this direction, like that. But we're going to worry about that later. In general, we're going to run them so that this first one right here is one of the connector ones, and then we'll do 2 sets of 3 to get to 7, and then 1 just like this. Perfect. And I shit you not, look at this, it's going to line up perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. And obviously I did not plan for that because I am incapable. I love it though, it's so cool. I'm so pleased. And there, I think even underneath, I think this looks perfectly supported. I think this is plenty of support for the size and span that we have, so I love it. I've hooked up the lights as well, and I want to lay down the other 3 tower connector tunnel things. No, I don't want to spend too much time on these. Last episode was purely about this blueprint. I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm thinking for like my thought process, right? So let's do a bridge to Canopus. And now this is going to be a bridge to Aldebaran. Fine, let's save it. Alright, and now let's choose the sign. And we're going to color the... We'll make them yellow. If we don't want Canopus yellow, we'll have to go back and change it by hand later. But I want to get them all laid down anyway. I think I said Canopus. I'm losing my train of thought, which is difficult. Let me just fix this really quick. And then we're going to call this Aldebaran. And I think for this one, we're going to need to move it a little bit. So let's move it, say that, 15 ticks, and we'll move this 15 ticks. Let's go 50 ticks. I don't know. I think that looks okay. Aldebaran. Yeah. And then let's go into the colors. We're gonna go like this and do these 3 black, and then those 3 black, those 3 black. We'll make this yellow. We'll make these yellow. There, I think that's all we have to change. No, we're gonna want the sign itself to be yellow. There, so now we've got the bridge to Aldebaran. We'll do the same thing with color placeholders for Beetlejuice and Deneb as well, and we'll get these all laid out, and then we'll figure out how to connect the hypertubes. There, now we've got all 4 tunnels going to each of the pillars of Tetra, which is really cool. Kind of just did placeholder colors, like I told you. I really like that one. That was a planned color. The red and red and white is great. This is kind of like a blue and light blue. And then over here I did a green and white, which I love as well. I'll probably keep them. This is the only one that I'm not thrilled with, so we'll see. Deneb could change. Now, what do we need to do next? Now we need to move the space elevator. And, oh good, I had enough inventory space to pick it up. And we need to figure out some sort of wall for right in here. Probably a window. Do we want like a basic wall? Like we could do a steel wall around the bottom and then a window on top of that. Let's test out a few of these. See which one we like best, I think. Okay, immediately I see that you can't look down as much. I mean, obviously, right? With the 1 meter wall right there, you can't look down as much. So I don't think I want to do that with a steel wall. And even though I just love the full frame windows, I think this might be what we need to do. Yeah, because look, you can run right to the edge and look down. That's so cool. Now, what if we take that little basic steel wall and put it at the bottom? It certainly looks better because that part right there on the outside window is now supported. And it looks cool on here. Yeah. Okay, I like that. It's also time to put this back to black. It's just kind of color coding before. It says goodbye to the Simon Says board, which is really just a sad day for humanity. Now, how are we going to finish this off with, say, a wall there? So, say we take a steel wall and we zoop it up there. Oh dear. Alright, I think we're gonna have to do is probably something like this, where we leave in just the middle opening, and then we put a wall. Or door, I mean. Center door wall. Something like that. I feel like we can make that a steel wall as well. No, I don't like that. There, that might even be better, honestly. Just get a different texture. I love the way that comes together with that beam right there. That looks really slick. And on the flip side, I don't like that lip right there, which is what gives us that beam. But, you know, I'm a picky person. So we'll raise up some walls like that. And even though it's not going to be as vibrant as, say, the foundations, we could paint the walls kind of matching. Out to Beetlejuice, I don't know. Now, we need to connect. Well, okay, so I like this. Especially from this angle here. Let's have that on always open. And then once I get, yeah, we can get the jetpack out. Yeah, I think what we're gonna want to do is something like this. Run it smoothly into the wall right there and clip it in and through. But now we don't want to see it on this side. Alright, so I was just playing around a little bit more, kind of talking to the camera, but I'm going to take all this out and not show any of that because I decided I don't want to do that because I was thinking more about what we actually need to have right here, and that is fast travel between each of the pillars, right? We've talked about this before. That's what the whole point of this is. But what we don't have yet, and I never ended up going back and fixing, was I never put hypertubes to get up into the central storage hub that is Sky Donut TM. So what I think we should do is just have every single one of the terminals, the rooms, like over here, right where my cursor's pointing, right there, it's going to have a direct bidirectional tube to every other pillar, and then each of them is going to have one tube that comes to the center here, and they'll all jump into a different one that accelerates up and shoots up into the central tower. So we're never actually going to stop here in the center. Well, I was gonna say I don't need to decorate it like a factory for traversal, except we are still going to have these doorways, right? That's the whole point, is that we can walk between them. So we will still have a little bit of an area. In fact, now I've just thinking about it, hemming and hawing is giving me the idea that this would be a cool place for like our trophies that we're going to get. So now what I want to do is pick a convention that we're going to stick with in all 4 towers. This one has the train elevator, so we know we're on the west side, and we're in Beetlejuice. So I'm thinking, so the left one here in Beetlejuice will directly connect with the right one there. So let me rephrase that. The left tube in every single hub is going to go to the next tower, next pillar, clockwise. And then the second one will go to the one opposite it, or 2 pillars away, clockwise, or even 2 pillars away, anti-clockwise, or counterclockwise if you're American. And then the one on the right will go to the next one to the right. That doesn't work. We can't have the same convention everywhere, or wait, or can we? So it'll be this one here, and that one there, and that one there, and that one there are all going to come together and get picked up in the same launcher. What does that mean for us? For us, that means we need to build the center. I want to build the floor. I want to build the next floors. So let's figure out how high we want to go in here. I don't have any of the statues unlocked yet, and I'm not really sure how big they are. I'm not sure I've ever even put one down. I must have at some point, but these, we're gonna want a place for one of each of these. There's 7. Well, and this could always be redone if required. Kind of like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks kind of good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then take a 1 meter foundation. Yeah, I think like that. It should be right in the center, yeah. And then what I'm thinking is, so now we're gonna have a sandwich layer right here, a pancake layer, a buffer layer, a logistics layer, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna have a layer right here, too high. I'm just calling it right now. Here, so we can run some tubes, some hypertubes. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the tubes come in here and then go up a level. And so we won't see them on the floor, on this floor here. Okay, I've changed my mind about this already. What I don't want to do is hide these in something clipped. I think I want to run them up the outside. Like up here, I'll show you. So we'll have the walls come up here like this. And then we're gonna have the top of the sandwich layer like this. And then the sandwich layer is what, too high? Starting here, yes, that's right. There. So what we're free to do now is say take this at 4 meters, make it vertical. Do the same thing here. Same thing here. So now we're going to cover up all of that clipping for these protruding pieces here. Something like that. And then we will... There. Something like that. Oh, I kind of like that. Now we can put some lights and signage in. And we can do something like add an RSS foundation. Didn't turn off souping in time. Let me turn off there. Let's see, add an element, add an image. Alright, so let's try that again and flip it around. That way. There, now we can say add text. It says now leaving Polaris. We can make it huge. Not 300. Not 100. There. Now leaving Polaris. Or should it be now leaving Polaris written backwards? I don't know what the convention is. Something like that though. I don't know, I love RSS though and I want to use it more, so. There. And now this should be the very center, right? Whoa! What the? I don't love that. I love almost everything, but not that. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the center. Should be able to tell. Oh, yeah. Yes, right here at the center. Space elevator. Lock the blueprint. And that's perfect. On my 10th first try, I got it. Oh, you know what I didn't do during that is properly move all the hypertubes in. Let's try a wall hole though. Just see if that kind of plays well. Let me move here. How do I turn off that menu? Hide HUD. That's what I'm looking for. That's horrible, that's horrible. That's good, but not valid. They're both kind of wonky. Why does that bump out like that? See, this one's pretty good. I think I quite like that. So let's take that hole and where is it? Just on the edge. There. Yes. Do I have to raise it up? How much lower? It's about one full tube length, or hole width. So there, one full width. Let's see if it gives us a good shape that way. What is with this thing? We're gonna figure this out, I promise. Oh, okay, I figured it out. These are all planar. And then these are in the plane. And then these are curved weirdly. So what if I make them planar just while we make connections? And then we replace that. It's still weird. Okay, so that wasn't what was causing it. I thought I solved it. It is going further. Let's see. So maybe I had them too close? Oh, or what if this whole time I'm just using the wrong... No, noodled. I'm at a loss. Okay, I got another idea. Let's all that time spent doing that, and now that I look at this, it actually doesn't protrude out too weirdly. It looks weird up here when I'm flying, but for the most part, it's the same. Let's try one more thing. Let's lock the hologram and go in one like that. And then see if, does that work? Yeah, that works. All right, I'm okay with that. Let's do that again. Mayhaps we should, let's see, come out like that. Yeah, I like that. Now we don't have to clip. Need to turn on these lights at some point as well. So we're going down here. Yeah, and they zoop right in, and it's still nice and supported, and looks really kind of pretty cool, I think. I love it. And I think I'm done. I got them, all the hypertubes routed. I'd missed in the blueprint here, one of the sections was the beam was still white, so I went and painted all of those. I added these 2-meter inverted ramps above each one, color-coded the concrete, changed the floor here of the Tower of Polaris to be asphalt, and I learned something that seems obvious in hindsight, but I'm not positive that I knew before, and that is that the top of asphalt looks like this no matter what color it is, but then the side is just plain concrete, and you can paint it thusly. So I think I'm done with changing it all to asphalt. No, I still have some more. And I'll go on the outside and do this really carefully. But see, if I change it all to asphalt, the side is just the light concrete, which is annoying because I liked it black, but I did want the footpath of the tower to be asphalt, because that's what we're doing footpaths in. But then I discovered that you can indeed color asphalt just like you can concrete. So you get the nice dark side. So now our tower will still be dark on the outside, just like it was previously, which is cool because I liked it like that. But now the top here is asphalt. Just to show you, like you can change it like that to get a cool wall color, but then the top is still asphalt. So I don't think I knew that. So that was a cool little discovery that I wanted to share with you. And when I was trying to get the asphalt done, I took out a chunk and got this perfect circle here in the center. And so I think I kind of want to leave this too. I think it's kind of cool. Or maybe we could put some glass in? Where is that? Architecture, glass frame foundation. I don't know. Looks kind of cool. It's also rather glitchy. I don't even think I have enough. No, I don't. I don't have them all done. I don't want to deal with that flickering though, I think. I think for right now, I'll either just leave it... I think right now I'll either just leave it like this, or we'll eventually just fill it back in with asphalt. So... Or we could put a railing on it. Safety first after all. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool. Anyway, getting distracted. What are we going to do in here? This will probably all be asphalt as well. Or is this going to be an issue with how I painted it? is going to be an issue. Not like a real issue. We just need to change that 4-meter one to, I mean, we could do a 2 and then a 1, or just 3 1s. So we'll do it like that. Paint this white. So now we'll get our white like we want it right here. But then up here it can be asphalt. That's fine. Asphalt. Somebody called me out and saying asphalt. It's a dialect thing. I do realize it's asphalt though. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that later. That doesn't sound fun right now. So I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, I just see that note over there too as we wait for this autosave that I was supposed to create a Mk3 Blueprinter in Aldebaran. And I haven't done that yet either. But you know what I'll do is I'll add to that note to correct concrete walls inside Polaris Hub. Brilliant. So we'll just add to our to-do list that way. Okay, so I don't want this to look terrible in here and be a clipping mess because we will see in here when we're traversing the hypertubes. So what we should probably do is create hypertube supports maybe in the centers of, and some of them occasionally, just like this maybe. How many is that? One between them. So one between, and then do it like something like that. And then one between is there. Yeah, so now grab the hypertubes. Something like that. I love it. Oh, that flickering is, it's gonna drive me batty. Oh my gosh, look at the flickering everywhere. It's here for me. Alright, I'm gonna try to do my best to ignore it because I just want to get this done. Alright, so now, first one on the left goes to the first one on the right. Now the second one on the left goes to the, how did that go? The third one is going to go to the center. Always. So the third one to the center. So that's where this gets a little weird, right? So now we're going to go, let's just try it right here. And we will skip one, center, skip one, put it in the center. This is that part where I was telling you it was wonky because it's not going to go 1-to-1. It's actually going to go... No, it's not wonky. I'm confusing myself. It just connects to that one. Because the first one on the left connects to the first one on the right. The second one on the left connects to the second one on the left from the one across from it. So the second on the left. So it's the same. It's not wonky. They're just 1-to-1 match. No, I'm sorry, my brain. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking or why it's confusing me. Even though it is so confusing me. I'm sure at some point in this I'll say, aha, that's why I was confused. And then we'll all know. Okay, so now we've got all the adjacent ones connected. And we have the second one going all the way over here to the second one. But now, this is the part that I was talking about. Here's where it gets wonky. Now we can't connect this last one in the same manner because we'd have to overlap this one. So we need to go around it. But having to go around it makes me think that we could instead just go straight. Straight from here to there. And if we're going to just go straight, can we go straight with this one instead? And can we have it be empty in the middle and shoot out of the cannon and into another entrance? That's something to play with next episode, I think. But it would be pretty cool. What I mean is, like, we'll have... We want it to be connected like this, but instead we'll connect it like this, and then launch, and then launch into this one. I wonder if I could space that somehow. Oh my god, I want to try this. Will it work? Alright, so that's the plan. We're going to shoot ourselves there. So instead of going around this path here, we'll go something like this, and then we'll go out to here. We want to go all the way to there, but we can't. So we'll stop somewhere like this, angle it down, go up one. Let's kind of see if that works. Well, now this is stupid. Now we have to do this right now because I want to know. Ah, but we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Wait, no. We are ready. That's exactly what we're going to do next. Let's go to Aldebaran. There we go. Totally changed my mind about not doing that Mk3 Blueprinter right now. So let's get rid of these power poles. We're going to get rid of the Mk2 Blueprinter. Pick up all of our items again. I dropped these on the ground so that the FactSet system would fill my inventory up. It's just stupid, but I love it. So he dropped the cable. I dropped my 215 cable on the ground, but my FactSet rule says I should have 200. So then I got 200 more and picked up 200 to get the 400 I needed for the Blueprinter. So let's be a little bit more careful in the location this time. This doesn't have to be permanent location. I can certainly move it when the time comes. But for example, when I was just messing around with it, it was a little distracting to have had this off. It was like this when I was trying to look at that when I was designing this last episode. So I found taking the time is probably the best move. That's trippy. Trippy. How big are the big metal pillars? Let's get ourselves some more materials. All right. Now let's take a measurement. Let's go 4 meter high foundations, vertical, and we can do 16, which means halfway up is 8. All right, let me paint that. So we want the pillar. We're gonna put a pillar, and we want it to go across just at that level. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got the pillar going across halfway up. So now we can run power lines. That was the whole point of this. I didn't say it out loud, I realize now. I think we can go every 2. We don't need to go every 1, I don't think. We could probably go every 4. But what I'm concerned about is being in the very center and having jetpack there. Now let's build up some power lines up even higher. The reason I'm building the Blueprinter right now is I want to make a blueprint for a hypertube cannon or a hypertube launcher. My good friend Mk3 Gaming has a lot of videos about those, and he uses them to great effect. Another content creator called Dortimer, he has a really great channel and a really great really great set of 3 videos where he talks about hypertube junctions and hypertube like traversing junctions. It's very, very cool. And I'm actually stealing his Dortimer's from his 3rd video in the hypertube cannon. If you check out his YouTube, I'll try to leave a link down in the description below. It's really cool. Go subscribe, tell him that Bed sent you, and give him some love. He only has those 3 videos, but they're really, 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 really well made. Very well executed, and he seems to be a really nice man. Actually DM'd him to ask him about a videography trick that he used in one of the videos because I was so impressed. And so go check him out. Tell him hello. Give him a like and a subscribe. And we'll get this done. There, that's kind of cool. And I just linked him up like that. And we will, I don't know what, add power to this somehow. Right now it's just getting power from right there, but that's ugly. But it's good enough for me for today. So let's see if we can fly all the way across this. I don't think we'll be able to. No. No, we won't. Alright, now maybe some coverage on the top. So let's run a pillar to there, there, and there to there. Complete the square. And then go from the center in both directions, which will be right here. Something like that. Yeah, and then one from there to right here. Or if we just build a foundation like that to test. Oh, you can. Oh, how cool is that? That's going to be neat. That's going to be really neat. Okay, you know what? We'll get into finish decorating this. Let's add that to our notes. Because I'm losing the plot here. Decorate the Mk3 Blueprinter in Aldebaran. Okay, so we've built it. Now we're going to finish decorating it. We're going to do that next episode, and we'll add lights and stuff like that. Alright, let's try to replicate Dortimer's technique. I only watched a video briefly last night, so I'm not an expert. I didn't study it, but I think I got the gist. Alright, so basically let's take I think a hypertube support. Does it not matter, maybe? And then take the hypertube. And put it, yeah, there. And then that, perfect. And then you delete every other one. And then you delete the portion on the right. I think that's right. And then a hypertube entrance. Yeah, we want it on the same side. And he built a cool little rig for holding the power using a beam, which I appreciate, building power management right into the blueprint. I, however, am not going to do that because I'm not sure where the power is going to come from in the room here. Also, I realize this blueprint probably won't be right here because this is going to probably be part of the room right here, so we might have to move all of this. But alas, let's save this blueprint as Dortimer's hypertube accelerator. Okay, so the hypertube that's going to connect to the one I want to test is this second one here. So let's grab the blueprint launcher, line it up like that. Let's make that a Mark II pole. Okay, and now let's add tube to that one. And we're off. Alright, so I think what I need to do for here is we're going to need to launch it, let's see, kind of to the center, like that. Let's keep the angle at nothing and raise it all the way up. Let's see if that'll work. And then we need to build an entrance on that section. Sorry, as always, the autosave confused me. We're gonna need power up here somewhere. We're gonna make this all look pretty, of course. But right now, for testing purposes, I can't be fussed. And then we're gonna need a return. Why is that red? Glitch. Well, that's dumb. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that, but right now we're just testing trajectory and speed. I don't know how I got so sidetracked. This was not part of the episode. This is not in the script. This is not in my notes. It's not in my plans. But I got the idea to shoot myself between launchers, and I kind of love it, so. Look at that. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted fast traversal between the towers of Tetra. The pillars. They're pillars, not towers. I love it.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays